Good people. Good people. It is Monday. Fun Day Monday. This is your boy Cool McCain.
Yeah, for him.
I'm in the building. Playmaker. It's gonna be all right, bro. It's gonna be all right. Fun Day Monday in
Yeah.
the realm of professional wrestling. Okay. Maybe I change my background to help Playmaker out. Um, we are here.
No, you gotta change your background because I did pick y'all to win, so I'm good on that part. I
I
did
was
pick
messing
y'all to
with you. I was messing with you. And AEW had another premium live event.
win. Shut up, Damien.
Um, and I mean, they had an event. Some stuff happened. Some good stuff. Some maybe not should have happened when it happened stuff.
No, no,
And
no, 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 no. You
and,
putting
so,
it.
and
You trying to be too lightweight. You trying to be
no,
too
no, no,
lightweight.
and a
AEW,
couple of weird things, and a couple of weird things too.
AEW did some things that made people uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, they did.
Very uncomfortable.
We're gonna talk about all that. Yo, I was talking to Cole today, and I said, I said, Playback will be on one tonight. He said, why you say that? I say, just watch me. I can feel it from my fellow brethren. He gonna be on one tonight. So I am joined, of course, by the man who was not comfortable with some of these actions, and I can't condone them myself. I don't understand what was the need for them.
Not, I didn't know until I was as I now matter of fact, since you brought up Coach Jones, I'm gonna use his phrase. Since I was perusing social media, I see all the time. I'm like, what is going on here? And I'm like, what did AEW do this time? And I look, I'm like, yeah, okay, interesting, interesting, but yeah, AEW they went a little bored. They went a little over the board on this.
So Damien says, "What's up?" He
Man,
also
bump
says,
Damien.
"The
God damn
Rams, by
second.
the way, y'all had one job, darn it."
Shut up, all right.
Then he says, "Breaking news: Deshaun Watson being sued for sexual assault." I'm not
Yes,
messing
that.
with you, Damien.
Yep. No, he actually right because that literally
I
hit my
know,
phone like a minute ago.
I know that is, but I'm not messing with him on a wrestling show talking about Deshaun Watson.
And
All right,
Cole Johnson gonna have a field day with that again.
doesn't seem to be working this time. Daniel Berry Sports says, "Hey," and
What's
he
up,
also
Daniel?
says, "Hey, Damien, what up, Daniel? Man, appreciate you and Damien. Y'all always tap in, leak in with your boys." But let's dig into this thing, man. We start off, of
Yeah,
course,
because we have a lot to get into, so
some
we might
TNA
as well
action.
jump in. TNA, you might not get as many minutes as
Yeah,
you usually get
TNA
because we have
action.
a lot to get into.
So this not as much to happen. The system kicked off the show, of course. We had the old school Mark Henry USA jackets.
Oh Lord.
Um, Alicia claims she's hurt. You know how she does. So it had a lot of things to say. But I'm trying to make sure I'm on the right read here. So yeah, I'm on the right week. So the main part of the promo, and we're gonna kind of speed through things here because we do need some time for AEW. AEW was wild.
We need time for WWE too because a lot changed in
Yes,
WWE.
yes, it did. But with the system, basically they're having a tag team match tonight. It's gonna be they had one. JDC and Moose against Joe Hendry and Mike Santana. If they win the match, JDC officially becomes a member of the system. If they lose, JDC is out. And everybody knows what the system does to outsiders. More happened, but that's the important part, right? Eric Young got interviewed by Gia Miller. Talks about Steve Macklin, talks about the battle. He's focused on his match with Jake something tonight. He has history and he's a bad dude. He's going to represent the company and win. You know, those type of things. We got a commercial break. We came back, and this is important because JBL, like, it was one of the big things from Emergence. They showed some footage of JBL's surprise appearance at the end of the show of Emergence. He whispered something into Dick Nemeth's ear, and then, he left. And Nemeth still hasn't told anybody what JBL said to him. So building up a little suspense. Excuse me, I said expense. Josh Alexander had a match with Kushida. Josh Alexander whooped Kushida's posterior cruciate ligament, hind parts, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, long story short.
Yeah, I see. I got you.
Yeah. Joe Hendry had a message for Josh Alexander. He had to get helped out by the referee. Hendry got in his face behind the scenes, and he's mad at him for costing him the world championship at Slammiversary, and he's going to make him pay. So we're starting to see what you need. A villain is you need people that's like, I'm going to get you for what you did. So we're starting to see that roll out a little bit, which is the storytelling. Jordan Grace defeats Carmen Petrovic in the open challenge match. She's going to defend the title again tomorrow night or Tuesday night on NXT. She's going to do another open challenge.
On NXT?
Yes.
Now I know why you did that.
Yep. Now you know why I did that, right? ABC and First Class are going to have another tag team match next week. And whoever wins is going to face the System at Victory Road.
Victory Road.
Steph DeLander did confront Matt Cardona.
By the sound of your voice, it didn't accomplish nothing.
More drama. Nothing really important. This coming week, we'll get the Hardys versus the System. Eric Young did defeat Jake something, as he promised.
Mm-hmm.
And in the main event, Moose and JDC did defeat Joe Hendry and Mike Santana. So that means that JDC is officially a member of the System.
Yay.
So they're calling themselves the System Reboot because they said they rebooted themselves after the losses. Nick Nemeth had some words for Moose. Basically, if you wanted a shot at the championship, you could have came and asked for it. You didn't have to take the child's way.
He would know.
Yeah. He says it's been killing him for months that he didn't get to pin the man he thinks is the best to win the title. So he wants to have a match with him at Victory Road because he wants to show that he deserves to be champ by pinning Moose. So,
all you had to say, nickname is, I just want to fight you, see how good I am. The fact that you come out and said, I didn't pin you to win the title, who cares? It was a crazy match. You got the pinfall. Jeez.
I done went dark over here. What in the world?
That's what you get.
Darkness, everybody. Darkness.
There I go. Going dark.
There I go. All right, so a couple of comments here. So Damien says, "What's up, Daniel?" Then he says, "Undertaker wannabe, laugh out loud." Damien. Damien says, "Is it me or is the System trying so hard to be NXT undisputed?" It's you. You just want to make that connection. It's definitely you.
Because I'm saying, like, I never thought of it that way.
I don't see any. I don't see anything along those lines personally. Maybe I'm missing something too, but I don't see anything along those lines, my good man. So I'm gonna have to go with it's you. And in the words of one person that we both know, it has always been you. Always will be you. It's you. See what happened to my background here. Everything got all, there we go. Everything got all crazy. Background gone. I'm like, what in the world? There we go. We're good now. Gotta love things live, y'all. Gotta love things live. All right, we're gonna hit the first commercial break, and when we return, y'all, we're gonna get into the wildness that was AEW. And that's all I can say. The wildness that was AEW all out. I was about to say all in, but yeah, AEW all out. Let's get it rolling.
Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Tuesday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern, 10:05 a.m. Central on the Sotoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers, right side, Commanders.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We will see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sotoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels.
All right, good people. We are back. That was your football notifications, right? So we are in the season of the NFL and college football. So I want to make sure we went out there, you know what I'm saying, hit y'all with a little reminders to check out the wonderful programming that we know and that we can bring to you. All right. Shout out to Real Wise Radio, where you are listening to the Monarchs live as we give it to you, as we bring you that realness. Also, shout out to 502 Angel Radio, where you can hear us as well. If you are listening to us, Shady Sports Network, either one of those or the other platforms that we get shared to, we would greatly appreciate you hitting that like button, that share button, and that subscribe button. But before you do that, we'd like for you to hop up in YouTube and type in Real Play Callers. Go to that page. Look out for your peoples. But back to the lecture at hand. AEW time. And this is going to be interesting. So AEW had All Out. We go through the card, but some you just get who was fighting, who won. Some we might go into a little bit. So 0 Hour, this real quick.
Oh Lord, right.
So 0 Hour, the Acclaim beat the Iron Savages. You go from almost winning championships to 0 Hour. Tony Khan, you killing me. Cody Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Hologram had a.
You said Cody Rhodes.
I did say Cody. Dustin Rhodes. My bad. I did say Cody. I saw Rhodes. Cody get me. Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, and Hologram took on Tony Nese, Arya Daivari, and Josh Woods. Of course, the Rhodes, Guevara, and Hologram team won. Thank you for that correction, sir. I don't want to really confuse you. That's really confusing.
No, you're going to confuse the hell out the audience. Cody Rhodes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you reminding me. I messed everybody up. All right, so another match. I'm just gonna go through real quick. We had another trios match. Juice Robinson and the Guns, the Bang Bang Gang, took on the Dark Order. We all know the Bang Bang Gang run. We ain't heard of the Dark Order in forever.
Where the hell have y'all been at?
That's what I'm saying. Every time you just show up like that, you fodder.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that happened on 0 Hour because I can care less about 0 Hour.
The Undisputed Kingdom.
I can definitely care less with them on there.
Right. They won a match against Shane Taylor Productions. Yeah. That's pretty much all we need to say about that.
So, how you want to start this off?
Hey, MJF versus Daniel Garcia.
How do you want to start this off?
I want to start it off there, man.
Because the reason why I asked that question, you went with Daniel Garcia because he signed that contract. He put a lot of wrestlers in that situation, if I'm being correct on this. He pulled a Damian Priest, though.
He did.
So full of revenge.
He did.
He didn't want to be MJF.
But he did. He did what he wanted to do. He got what he wanted to out of it.
He had the last laugh. I mean, he got the. I can't even say last laugh because MJF won, who I picked, by the way.
MJF won the battle but lost the war. No. Garcia lost the battle but won the war so far.
I don't want to say won the war.
I'm saying so far. That's the saying, man. Come on, man. We know it's not over, but I'm saying so far.
If I'm from my count, I still say MJF is up. But this whole thing started with MJF beating him up.
Right, but you have to remember. So we had a match. As Playmaker so eloquently put up, Garcia made a lot of bad decisions that led to him losing the match. But after the match, this is why I say Garcia has won the war so far. After the match, he got spit in his face and he got hit with a corner pile driver, which is what MJF did to him when he first kicked him in the breadbasket. So what I'm saying is he got his man of revenge.
Do it again.
What MJF thought he had the upper hand.
He tried to do it again, but Dan Garcia was ready for it this time.
Yeah. But he got corner pile drived. You know what I'm saying?
After the match, he tried to shake his hand and
he got kicked in the breadbasket, spit in his face, and he got hit with a pile driver. So
man, if y'all saw that and y'all believe MJF was actually going to shake his hand, something is seriously wrong with you. MJF don't shake people's hand.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with any of that. I'm just saying, as of now, he who strikes last has struck the loudest. And that right now is Daniel Garcia.
Stupid, you should have won the match. Stupid.
Well, wins don't count, man, because you could be a champion and not even defend your belts. Oh, we're talking about the Young Bucks. Ironic. So 2/3.
So if I remember this correct, because I just sat here, because when I heard it, I'm like, wait a minute. So the AEW champions, who are gymnastics, shout out to Cole Johnson again, went up against the Ring of Honor tag team champions.
No. So
I know they got belts. So what belts do they got? I know
they're 2/3 of the AEW Trios champions. Willa Yuta. Yeah, Willa Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli for the Blackpool Combat Club.
Gotcha.
So of course, you got some good tag team wrestling. And then of course, the Gymnastic Boys won because why would they lose and they'll never defend the titles?
I don't know what to tell you.
And Claudio got one of the good 20 swings in, but it wasn't really a match that made you be like, "Ooh, this is a match." It was just like, "All right, it happened. It is what it is. Whatever. Let's move on." I don't think the Gymnastic Boys really put on great matches anymore. I think they just pack it in and do their thing. So
they pack it in. That's it.
That's how I feel. I mean, honestly, their matches are not nowhere near impressive. They could retire from in-ring competition, and I wouldn't miss them. So, I mean, it's my personal opinion at this point, but that's just me. I mean, it's not like they're really there anyway, except for to cause trouble, but not to actually wrestle. All right, so then we had one of the better matches of the night, the AEW International Championship match between the other third of the AEW Trios champions, the Bastard Pack, and Will Ospreay. A lot of back and forth, a lot of great moves used, but
it's the same every time with Will Ospreays. The fact that you say Will Ospreays, you're gonna get a 5-star match.
Yeah, but this time he has someone else who's capable of putting on a good match as well, and not just being carried by him. And that is a little bit of a dig at one Maxwell Jacob Friedman. It definitely is. Ospreay won. A lot of false finishes, maybe a few too many, but it was an instant classic, in my opinion. A really good match. It's if you did not watch the match or you did not watch the entirety of the match, I would recommend hopping on YouTube after the show because you got to listen to us first. After the show, maybe after Raw, maybe doing a commercial break, whatever, and watching this match. This was one of those matches that you could watch multiple times and not be mad. All right. I was waiting to see if Playmaker wanted to add anything to that one. So now we have Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander. This was a Chicago street fight. This is when people started to complain about just some of the unnecessariness, right? A lot of brutality in this match. And not that we don't mind a good brutal match, but
is it a fact because we had women do it?
Well, it's the fact that Chris Statlander used a chain to apply her submission hold and win the match. I think that's the part that's a little uncomfortable, right? Choking somebody with a chain.
Choking somebody. What a theme.
Yeah, it won't be the last time you hear about somebody being choked with something. Unfortunately.
That's why. Is it because women was involved in this one? It's called a street fight. Get over it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it was just the ending, and it was a little brutal for a street fight. I didn't personally have a problem with it. The chain, it made sense for her to use the chain to get the advantage and put the submission on. But I'm saying the internet, the IWC, the internet wrestling community, had a little bit to say. All right, then we had a 4-way match for the Continental title. So I have to say before we even talk about this match, why do we keep having the Ring of Honor champion fighting for low-level championships for AEW? What's the point of being Ring of Honor champion?
Knowing good damn
If you're
well
only going to fight. There's no need to have him be the Ring of Honor champion if he's going to be fighting for the Continental title, the American, European, whatever they call it now, Continental Championship or whatever they call it now. It's just ridiculous. Briscoe's a champ. Stop having him chase lower level AEW championships. If you're going to put no more respect in the Ring of Honor, just stop it.
So
there's no point.
Briscoe's a champion. Freshly squeezed ain't been freshly for a minute.
Konosuke Takeshita makes sense. You could have had a match really between Okada and Takeshita, and it would have made more sense than this 4-way. That's just my personal opinion, but they did this.
I'm glad I led you right into that.
Yeah, but that's just my personal opinion. So Okada wins. He hit the Rainmaker on Orange Cassidy, who has not been freshly squeezed in a while. You're right, and won. All right, Playmakers boo. Very beautiful woman, no cakes though. Versus Mercedes Moné versus
Hikaru Shida. You can say both because I love Hikaru Shida too. So
yeah, Shida does have some Asian cakes, so
she grew some.
We're going to acknowledge those.
She
and also, hey,
she didn't start that way.
Bro. Working out, hitting that squat, that can help. And I do want to say both competitors in the street fight do possess a high level of cakeage. I don't want to not acknowledge that and appreciate that. But TBS Championship match. Mercedes Moné, Hikaru Shida. So we'll call this the Playmaker.
Not a good mixture.
Yeah.
I love both of y'all, but that mixture did not work Saturday. That didn't work.
Yes. So I look at this. Mercedes Moné won, of course. But I look at this and I say, after the match against Britt Baker, we're kind of like, well, Britt just got bad. So maybe Britt just not like, you know what I'm saying, hitting like she normally would hit because it take a little time to get your ring rust off. But then I thought about it and I said, you can kind of say the same thing to an extent for Moné because she was out with injury for over a year. She came back, won a championship in her first match, right? She's had a couple of matches since then. She don't quite look right either. And maybe it's just getting your win back and getting confidence and being comfortable with not worrying about getting injury because it may be still sitting in the back of her mind. I don't know. But it's a couple of like not bad.
Among other things she don't been through during that time period.
Yeah. And then, of course, the divorce and everything too. But it just don't seem like she's hitting 100%. Right? We'll see if it comes. But she's definitely being pushed. Getting the opportunity to do her thing.
Still not moving the needle.
I don't know. Needle's not being moved. All right. So here's where we start to get to the wild stuff. Right. This is where we start
the uncomfortable stuff.
The what in the heebie-Jesus was this man thinking? So I said a lot of times on here, Tony Khan, Powder Tornadoes. He was just sitting in one, chilling, coming up with his whole idea for the last 2 matches. Period. There's no other explanation that I will go with. So we have an AEW championship match, World Heavyweight Championship match between Bryan Danielson and Jack Perry.
First of all, Jack Perry didn't even deserve the title match, but I'm not going to argue about it.
So along those same lines, first of all, I look at this match and I already know who's going to win. So that's that. I'm not even going to take time to say they put on a decent match. But clearly, this match was carried by one Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson won the match. The match gets a better grade than I think the match itself would deserve for people like talking about it. But after the match, this is when things got interesting. Match goes off. Kill switch comes out. Right? He takes out Danielson. He kind of looks at Christian at Jungle Boy, because he used to be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
I thought he was going to strike. I ain't even going to lie to you.
Christian comes out with his cash-in title shot. He's basically his Money in the Bank for AEW, which I don't think you should have copied that concept. I think you should have come up with something more your own. But it is what it is.
I don't know how you can come up with something on your own, because literally it's based on contract, but title shot whenever.
It doesn't have to be a contract that has a title shot. I mean, you could come up with something better. You know what I'm saying? But that's another show, another time. It could be done. I have several ideas. It can be done, but
of course you have several
another
ideas.
time. Yeah, another time.
Christian comes out with the Patriot, making their way to the ring, and of course, Tony Schiavone's going off, but Tony Schiavone understands, well, he can do whatever he wants. He asked the opportunity, so like this actually might be a great idea, to be honest. Old Tony Schiavone type stuff. As they come down the ramp, you don't even see the Black Pool Club, because as Christian gets close to the ring, all of a sudden there's John Moxley standing in the way.
Then you go to the ring.
Patriot takes another step forward. The rest of the crew comes out. Claudia and Will. For some reason, though, there was another member there who was not a part of that club. Where did that Pop come from?
Remember, sir, they're trios champions.
Yeah, I know.
And he was an honorary member, according to what the announcer said.
Now, to see him, honestly, I'm kind of scratching my head. I'm like, ain't you around here doing other stuff, dude? That's not a part of the group. Like, you acting like you're not part of a group. What we got going on here? And Diane Branson with the crowd. Christian can't call him a coward. That's a smart move. All right, you know what? This ain't the time. Nah, this ain't time. Let's just head to the back. This ain't time. This ain't time. Get a touching moment. Get a hug from Moxley and Daniel Bryanson. Touching moment. That's a good touching moment. You go. All of a sudden. So Cesaro. Well, I'm calling Cesaro for this one because he did a Cesaro type thing on this one. Just clocks Daniel Bryanson out of nowhere. And then Willow's being held. He's not being choked. I thought he was being choked at first. He was being held.
Willer was being held back by Claudio Casanova.
Crying. Tears flowing. Because this is where it gets uncomfortable.
Bryan Danielson got his.
This is where it gets uncomfortable. John Moxley put a freaking plastic bag over Daniel Bryanson's head and kept it up who knows how long. This is where the internet goes in an uproar. Why would you do something like that at a wrestling show? If you just wanted to beat him up, just beat him up. You putting a plastic bag over this man's head and holding it there. Okay, if we're gonna estimate about 2 minutes, Tony Khan better be lucky. Nothing severe happened to Daniel Bryan.
They probably had a hole in the bottom of the bag or something. The bag was prepared for it, but it's the visualization of what you were doing. And I think a lot of people were upset about. I'm not like, oh, I can't believe you've done it. That's terrible. But I'm like, why would you even do that? Right? Like I'm sitting there watching, like, what is that even really necessary? Like you could have beat him down with a cheer, DDT him, everybody could do their finisher on him. You didn't really need to do that. That was my thing. Like, what did you accomplish? Like when I look at when you're doing things in a storyline, what does it accomplish? It didn't accomplish anything for me. Before we go any further, we got a few people in the comments. So we'll get to those real quick. So Damien, which we were waiting on this comment until we talked about it, because you know how Damien get. You be on match 1 and Damien be on the next show. So Damien said, I told you Moxley was going to turn on Bryan. I just didn't expect it to happen like that. Damien, I am going to give you the official Captain Obvious seal of approval for your comment. The official. We all knew that. Yolanda says, hey, listening to y'all on my laptop for the first time. Okay, Yolanda, what up? What up? Always glad to have you. Damien says the match was dumb, especially when Danny still don't have a contract.
No, he got a contract. He had a big one.
Yes, he does.
That's why that guy over there picked him.
Mm-hmm. Willow reaction after hitting Statlander with the lightning tube was hilarious. It was. Makai MB says, hi, what's going on, Makai? Appreciate you checking in with us. Feel free to interact all you want. You know, we respect everyone's opinion here, even if we don't agree. So Damien,
for example.
Perfect timing. Damien says Pac is basically the Sami Zayn of the group. Now that Penta and Phoenix is leaving, AEW has nothing for him, I guess. So here's why I'll beg to differ with Damien. He's not joining an existing group. The group is finito. They're forming something new. Some of the members from that group will be part of the new group, including him. But I think it's more so he's replacing Bryan Danielson because we know once this run is over, he's done. So Marina Shafir is there as well. She wasn't part of the original group, which also makes it different from the Bloodline, who never has had any females. They don't have a wise man. You know, Pac's not just some dude that wasn't doing anything nobody cared about. He is already a champion, trios champion, but still a champion. So I think there may be some similarities in where you want to go with it, but maybe touching up that wording might help. But it's just, you know, my interpretation of the situation doesn't make it correct. It's my interpretation. And Damien gives us at least 2 or 3 of these a night. Damien says, to be fair, Chicago is known for murderers and makes sense to laugh out loud.
That's just something you just don't point out, Damien.
Damien. That's our guy, Damien. That's all I'm going to say about that one.
That's just something you don't need to point out. But to your point, the final match of the night, which was the main event, and the AEW Championship was not the main event.
Nope. It was a brutal steel cage match.
Lights out.
Lights out cage match, yes.
Which simply means this match was unsanctioned.
Yeah. Adam Page, the Hangman, versus Big Pressure, who still should be world champion, Sora Strickland. All right. So the best way for us to do this is for me to say
you shouldn't even recap it. I don't even want you to recap. I just want you to give your feelings, because that match didn't go the way didn't end the way that you wanted. I'll put it like that.
Oh, that's not necessarily true. So I picked my guy because I feel like Swerve, losing back to back is kind of crazy. But as I saw the brutality and everything push up during the match, and I thought about, he beat Page the last couple of times. They'd probably do something screwy.
Yeah.
So what they did, great match, but then at the end, counter after counter, false finish after false finish. And the thing is, you make it not as important AEW because you do it too much, right? Like sometimes you can just have a match where dudes just beat each other up, and it's not like a 80 face false finishes. It could just be we beat each other down. Somebody tries to pin somebody. I get my leg on the rope or something a couple of times. But there's really a lot of brutality in between. Not like every move is trying to pin and you know it's not going to work. So, in probably the most unsettling moment of the show, and this is including the plastic bag and someone getting a chain wrapped around their neck in a submission move and choked out like that. Hangman Page produces a syringe and sticks it in Swerve's mouth after pulling off his grill. And then broke a chair on his head. And Swerve didn't get pinned, but the ref declared a KO, and Page wanted the doctors rushed in to check on Strickland, who had something injected into it. So you don't know if he was trying to kill him or what. Like, we don't even know.
That's why I said, Damien, to your point.
And that was how AEW All Out ended.
That was
the thing to me is
uncomfortable.
Go ahead.
That was uncomfortable.
The thing to me was you took what could have been a great, exceptional pay-per-view, and you made it something wild. And I just don't even understand what the purpose was, other than your showers of white powder in tornado form just took over.
Tony Khan, I'm gonna say this to you because you know my codes like to say you being tornado powder a lot. So since the tornado powder is what my codes like to say to you, my only thought about this was you were trying to do something reminiscent of something WWE did back in the day. You know, if I remember correctly, it was the year is either 1992 or 1996, 8, somewhere around there. There was a man by the name of Mick Foley. He did a lot of uncomfortable things. If you're trying to make a match memorable, don't kill your superstars trying to do it. Because if you remember in that Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker, some of the stuff Mankind wanted to do, Undertaker didn't want to do. Until Mick Foley assured him that he would be all right with it. The only reason why that match is so remembered to this day, one, things happened that we never seen before. Somebody getting thrown off the top of a cell is not what you ever thought you would see, even back then. But Mick Foley's courage to finish that match without changing anything that was already planned. This day and age, we not trying to see all that this time. So the fact that you decided to go that route didn't help.
I would also say the thing is you did it back to back and 3 times on one show, right? Like if you just had the Bryan Danielson thing and then everything else was, you know, kind of regular, you're like, that's just crazy. You're still uncomfortable, but then you turn around and have somebody take a needle, we don't know what's in it, and stick it in somebody's mouth. Like there's going too far, which is the bag, right? Put the bag on the man's head and choke him. But ripping somebody's grill out and sticking a needle in their mouth that we don't know what's in it. I get it's wrestling, I get it's, you know, quote unquote kayfabe and all that, but everybody doesn't have that understanding, y'all. Like, Tony, you got to make better decisions than that, real talk. And I'm an AEW fan, but I can't condone that foolishness. That's just too much. Damien says, hey, it's my city. He also says, question, can somebody tell me why we got food for Mariah's celebration that never happened? Right. Mariah claimed she was going to have a nude celebration if she won.
Damien, she's a heel. Put 2 and 2 together.
And Damien says that match gives me chills every time I watch it. I feel that. All right, so good people, we're about to take this other break here. And when we return, y'all know what it's hitting for. It's time for Mr. Playmaker and the WWE Talk. Take center stage. Let's get it.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
and how passionate Ancient Reef was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Wilson, Brianna Stewart 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids from the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
All right, we are back. I just want to say it is not related to the wrestling community. Christian McCaffrey is out tonight. That means I win 2 fantasy leagues. But it also means I fall further behind in another one because I had him. Because I had the first pick. I didn't want McCaffrey, but I didn't get in time. So people say, why you don't want McCaffrey? Because of stuff like this. That's why I don't want him. But back to the
man, it's the first time a man been injured since he got the San Fran. All right.
But I don't trust him. When you had a history, I don't trust you.
Yeah, shut up. I got bit by it too, so shut up.
Don't trust it. Oh, let's not start there. Because your boy got me in every league.
Ain't nobody tell you to draft him. I ain't even draft him in none of my leagues. What's up with two?
I got Puka in every league.
Ain't nobody tell you to get Puka in every league. See, that's your
He
fault.
was the rookie of the year last year. He was balling. What you mean?
So, more players like that. Come at me, damn it. That's because your team won.
You were really upset y'all lost that shit. You went into overtime. You still had Cooper Cup.
Because I know you satisfied with what happened in Brazil. You're satisfied.
I'm not. I'm far from satisfied.
Far, man. Y'all gotta say crumb. Anyway.
Wusa. I'll take you back too, Damien. I'm with you. Ahead,
first of all, the fact that you didn't put him in that category that would never happen for obvious reasons. And I do mean obvious reasons.
You know that just all right.
It's not in the comic because whatever you just saw, I didn't see because I know it's not in the comic. So
Puka's on IR.
He's out until our bye week. He is out until our bye week, and our bye week is in week 6. Okay. Trust me, I know the news on my team. Jeez. Anyway, Monday Night Raw.
No more rounds receivers ever. Piss on all of them.
If this was another show, I would throw some back at him. But this is not that type of show. So
no more. Done.
So somebody in creative decided to recreate what happened with Damian Priest, but to the other Terror Twin. The what happened to Damian Priest wasn't planned. That just happened out of nowhere. But for me, I feel like what happened to Rhea was planned. So I'm guessing they need to do it that way so Liv Morgan can have some type of advantage. So Rhea gets, her and I need another name for this dude because I don't. Everybody call him Dirty Dom, so I need something. I need something else for it. I need another name for him. But her and Dominic,
you can call it Dom. You can call him douchebag Dom.
They go back and forth and whatnot, and Liv tried to sneak attack, took an elbow for her troubles. Dom runs out the ring because he can't do nothing with Mommy. Mommy gets caught up in the ropes. Her legs gets twisted like Damian Priest. And Liv Morgan goes to work on the leg that is twisted in the ropes. That's why I know it was playing. It was because when it happened, he was going against who? Sheamus or was it Gunther? No, Drew McIntyre. He was going against Drew McIntyre. That's how I know it wasn't playing because Drew McIntyre, he didn't know what to do. It was straight. Real got caught up in the ropes. Liv went straight to work. That's how I know this was planned. Why? I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is they need to give Liv some type of advantage to make it seem like she can beat Rhea. She can beat Rhea, but we all know no matter what y'all do, there should be no universe outside interference that Liv Morgan should ever beat Rhea Ripley in any freaking universe.
Well, I think the reason they did it was to necessitate Damian Priest having someone else as a tag team partner to keep Rhea from having to fight like two men. Because while she probably could have beat both of those little punks anyway, I think it's just not what they want to do, at least not now. So
and he does mean he does mean when he calls them punks, he means that very much.
Yes, I do. So I think that's why they did what they did. Personally speaking, for me, I would say it made sense because as soon as she got hurt, and then Damian Priest went and said they would only do a tag team match, the only thing in my mind was eat.
Everybody knew when Rhea had that smile and says, "I know somebody." Oh, here we go. And she did it with a smile too. So she already knew. She already and just basically gave it away. Because Rhea don't need to talk to nobody on screen that we know of outside of Jay and Priest. So that wasn't easy to figure out. And plus Jay said, I can't say no to Rhea. Like saying no is like a death sentence.
That's his mommy.
Like that's a death sentence.
I wonder they went to Waffle House.
You saying no to Rhea? Like that's a death sentence. What's wrong with me and Jay? Jay ain't trying to do that.
I wonder they went to Waffle House.
Pause. That man is married, okay? And so is she.
Storyline wise,
hey. Even though Buddy Murphy's enjoying it, he actually said it, so he's actually enjoying this whole story thing.
I don't think that Jey Uso's wife is worried about if he have an on-screen relationship with a married woman. Everybody need to calm down. This is a story, okay? They do this all the time with people that's married to somebody. Calm down.
We live in a different age. This is a different world.
And Rikishi, he know better than to start that mess that he was trying to start too.
The fact that we have never mentioned that until now. And this happened months ago.
It wasn't even really relevant until now, though. You know what I'm saying? But he know better too.
So yeah, we had that. That was like main event. So CM Punk put a Drew McIntyre, which is like the most oddest thing I said since we done this show. CM Punk gets the dub at the premium live event, and he goes off and talks about, I'm past Drew McIntyre. I'm moving on to Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Wait a minute. He beat you at SummerSlam, and we all knew CM Punk was not going to take that afterwards.
That second L, right.
You beat Drew McIntyre. It's 1-1. And everybody understand, like, nah, this is 1-1. We need that rubber match, okay? We need that one finish match, okay? And the strap match was not the final match.
Nope.
Anyway. CM Punk,
and there is a pay-per-view coming up.
I know.
Perfectly describes this in many other feuds.
CM Punk did what he did. He finished. He said what he had to say, and he was ready to celebrate with the people. And then Drew McIntyre said, no. Beats the holy heck out of CM Punk.
He said, hold back.
And he did something that was uncomfortable. But not to the level what AEW did.
I didn't think it was uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, you know how people are. He took the bracelet. Thought made it seem like he was gonna put it back on his wrist and take it away again, but no.
Put it back down his drawers.
No, he went deeper than that. He broke it.
It made it seem like he was gonna put it back down his drawers.
He broke it. Took the bees out, shoved it in CM Punk's mouth, and gave him a Claymore kick with the bees in his mouth. CM Punk coughing up blood.
That's probably more from the beat down of the braids, though, than the little beads, though.
But he ain't start coughing up blood to that point, though.
But I'm saying the rest of the injuries and then that last Claymore is probably what got it. The beads, I don't think they made him cough up blood, but you know, perfect bleeding. Mother nurse, well, was a nurse. They wouldn't make you bleed, but perfect.
We're not gonna see if we see CM Punk tonight. I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I should not see CM Punk tonight.
But in all fairness, we did see Braun Strowman after he got tsunami through a car.
I was gonna get to that because the guy who did it wasn't clear to compete for his triple threat match.
So basically, what I learned was that you tsunami people through cars, and you tsunami people and put them on the shelf, and then you start winning because clearly we know who was supposed to win that match.
You tsunami Braun Strowman a week before. You got up and walked off of the scene of crime. Braun Strowman was saying he couldn't feel his fingers.
But he's a monster among men.
Come back the following week. You is not medically cleared, but Braun Strowman, whoever checked Braun Strowman out, I understand. I completely understand.
Oh, and this is a wrestling show. We are in the middle of a serious discussion. But before I forget, and I don't do this often on shows, on this show, but for iconic people, it needs to be done. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. He passed away. That's worth a mention on any show. I don't care if you're talking about women's fashion. So I had to throw that out there. Darth Vader is no more.
Darth Vader had his ring.
He did.
But the doctor who checked, I understand. You do not want to tell that man no, he can't compete. You don't want to tell him no. So I understand. Despite the fact you saw what happened to him the previous week. There was no way in the world that man should have been competing. But I understand. If you feel like you compete, sir, you go right ahead. I would not tell you no.
So Damien made some comments earlier that I'm gonna get to in a moment, but I gotta get to this. These are fun to me. So Damien says, I'm just happy to brace this out of the storyline. He also says it was uncomfortable after knowing where their relationship had been, laugh out loud. Hey, CM Punk already put it in his mouth, so I mean, whatever. But you're all right. He does say it was Chad Gable all over again, laugh out loud. And to go to his earlier comments, because we're gonna leave out the NFL ones, but well, this will be a little encouraging for you. He says, "Don't worry, playmaker. At least your quarterback isn't Caleb Williams." Apparently, he's not very happy with Caleb Williams as his quarterback. He also says Rhea almost had a Jordan Love moment. You wrong for that. Too soon. Damien says Buddy wouldn't be married to her if he said no. Laugh out loud. Won't be alive. So, I guess he's saying mommy dominates that relationship.
From the Instagram photos, Buddy ain't complaining because he's smiling in all them damn photos. I can tell you that much.
All in on them cheek jewels. He's smiling.
Laying on them cheeks. Like, y'all can say whatever. This is me.
Mm-hmm.
So now, since Bronson Reed, who tried to kill Braun Strowman, can't wrestle, the person who was almost killed by Braun Strowman almost killed by Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman took his spot, which is like the most ironic thing ever that I have seen in 2024 in WWE.
Agreed. And it's been a lot, but I agree.
I'm with Adam Pearce. I'm looking at, what is you doing here?
He's a monster. I keep telling you, he's a monster. Monsters heal differently from men.
And he said that in the chat too, so I couldn't even say nothing.
Yeah, he's a monster. At least that's the story. So
he gets put into the match. He wins the match.
So that was Bronson Reed's win.
Supposed to have been Bronson Reed's win.
So
but the guy he tried to kill the previous week took his spot and won.
And there's something interesting since we're talking about this, so we can go ahead and throw out that real quick. There's a little backstage face-to-face between the champ and Jey Uso, where he told Jey Uso that his family has never beat his family and that he might as well go ahead and give up his spot now. And that was, of course, Braun Breaker. So I'll tell you what I would love to see. I would love to see the yeeter of all yeeters win the Fatal 4-Way, challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, and win it from Braun Breaker. And you say, cool. Why would you want somebody to lose the belt right after they get it? Arrogance, being too arrogant. A major flaw in young competitors is arrogance cost him the championship. And then we get what everybody's been crying for.
Ain't that what happened when you was upset that he lost to Sami Zayn, but it was his own arrogance that cost him that match?
I was upset because he lost fair and square to Sami Zayn. And you can't tell me a world where that's realistic. That's why I was mad. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
I'm done saying that, but I'm saying his own arrogance got him beat.
Clean, though. You can't. No, I'm sorry, Playmaker. I like Sami Zayn. You can't tell me a world where a man that can spear like that would lose a match fair and square to Sami Zayn.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the same thing that you're saying here is the same thing.
But this is because this is a credible opponent. Sami Zayn was not a credible opponent for Braun Breaker.
Wow, Sami Zayn has fallen off your cliff that far. Jeez.
It's not even that. It's that the physical specimen it is Braun Breaker and how he's been built up. That's two different levels, bro. I understand one's younger and everything. And this could tie back into the fact that he did lose to Sami Zayn by getting a little too arrogant too. But my point is, there should have been he ran his shoulder into the post or, something crazy happened. Not a clean loss to Sami Zayn. Like, I just can't. I can't ever accept that. Like, that's no. I just can't accept that. That's bad booking. Can't accept that.
All right. I'm just connecting the dots. That's all I'm doing.
We're gonna have to use an eraser to remove a few of those dots. They don't need to connect. Yo. We go right into it too. Damien says at least that match lasted longer than Giovanni's return match. Why are we talking that? We might well go on. Did you have anything else from Raw? Playmaker.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I do. Damn. Why you had to bring that up? I was trying to forget that. I was trying to forget it just as fast as it went. That's why you trying to laugh loud. Oh, now I gotta get my train of thought back. Oh, we're getting a rematch for the women's world title because some chaos ensued at ringside. That was not to the favor of Damage Control. So the Unholy Union will get their rematch earned this time for the women's tag team titles.
And BTW, y'all, I found out some information this week in doing my research. So the reason that they have not been using the name Unholy Union was that the WWE had not trademarked that name yet. So they filed for the trademark now to use the Unholy Union name.
So there was an NXT using the whole time, and you telling me WWE didn't ever trademark it when there was an NXT?
They did not. I guess they said it's just NXT. Who cares? I mean, straight up. What else can you say? What else can you be thinking? I mean, I'm not trying to down NXT. I'm just saying they had to be their logic. And remember, they started using it during Vince's reign. So Vince probably was just like, it doesn't matter. But yeah, they're trademarking that name. They filed for the trademark. So I think once they get a trademark, they'll start using it. on the main roster.
Hurry up, because that's what their name is.
And by the way, this week,
I was gonna get to that. Hold on, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. I'm saving it. I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get to that. So yes, Unholy Union versus the Power Cakes rematch for the women's title. Y'all still gonna lose. I hope y'all know that.
The Cakes of Power.
If somehow, some way, them titles change hands again,
we still riot.
Now the interesting part is damage control, because they got screwed. I mean, just call it what it is.
No,
fair or not, they got screwed.
No, they did screwed, but they had to get screwed. Kairi Sane almost looked like she got one eye.
We haven't seen Asuka in a minute.
Even though she signed a new contract, we haven't.
We haven't seen Asuka in a minute. What's going on with Asuka?
I'm not messing with Damien's last comment. No.
Anyway, the other triple threat match for the right to fight in the Fatal 4 for the Intercontinental Championship, number 1 contenders match. Ilya Dragunov finally got him a big win. Thanks to Damian Priest running. All right, I'm gonna say this one time because I really want to say it. Running dumbass Mysterio out the damn building. And Dragunov and Dragon Lee was having a well of a battle. But Dragunov came out on top. So your Fatal 4-Way for tonight, Jey Uso, Pete Dunne, Ilya Dragunov, and Braun Strowman. I'm guessing you going with the Yeet man for that dub in that Fatal 4-Way.
Yeet.
And I gotta agree with you, since they did that little personal face-to-face backstage last week. I gotta go Yeet too.
Yeet.
Unless Judgment Day feels some type of way. That's my little caveat. Unless Judgment Day feels some type of way. That's my only upset. That's the one thing I would accept for Jey Uso not winning. You can find a way to get rid of Braun Strowman. Ain't the first time y'all had a big man in the.
Well, that's the thing. He hates Judgment Day too. So if they come to ringside, he's probably gonna chase them away anyway.
That's a very good point. I forgot he got something going on with Judgment Day too. I forgot. I'm too focused on Jay and Damian Priest and Rhea trying to kill Judgment Day.
Oh, yeah, he wants to kill them too. It would be great. What would be wonderful if he would join them in their quest.
I don't know. I think him and Damian Priest gonna have to work some stuff out. Like Damian Priest was trying to work some stuff out with Jay, but Jay was like, "We all good." I can't say that.
Look, I mean, he just might be like, you know what? We'll worry about that later. Let's just kill them all now.
So we both going Jey Uso. Okay.
Let's just kill them all now and then sort it out later.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, we are. You know I was from the beginning, so yes.
Now I'll get back to the rest of the card later. SmackDown. I'm going real quick to SmackDown. Miss Money in the Bank took an L to Bayley.
Mm-hmm. Bayley,
thanks to the Queen Champion.
She said she's gonna come out there and help her. The same way she helped her last week. That's what she did.
She didn't help.
That's what Tiffany Stratton did last week. Screwed her, so she screwed her.
No, Nia just won that match.
But she still did screw her. Nia just found a way to win.
Tiffany lost. That's the difference.
She gave her the same help.
I know what you're trying to say, but
that's what
it was not the same result.
Tiffany
two different results.
Tiffany ain't Nia.
All right. And the person that Nia beat the previous week was Meacham. The reason why I didn't bring her up yet, because she had a backstage moment with Chelsea Green, who tried to wiggle her way out of of a match scheduled by Nick Aldis because she got her brain scrambled by a woman by the name of Julia down in NXT. Roxanne Perez, is your days as champion are numbered? That is the question for my NXT post. Is the reigning women's champion days are numbered with the arrival of Julia on the scene?
It's hard to say for me because it's like she knew, and it would be an amazing thing to come out your first match and win the women's championship. But what you gonna do after that? Unless you're gonna fast track her to the main roster, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I just want to say, sometimes I believe Damian has been hanging out with Tony Khan. And stuff like this is why. He says, I see this happening. Rhea, Priest, Jay, Ray, and Zelina versus the Bootleg Judgment Day and Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez has been a face her entire time.
I see what he's doing.
On the main roster.
I see what he's doing. I see what he's doing. I don't know if you see it, but I see what he's doing.
I see what he's doing. But Raquel has been a face her entire time on the main roster.
It makes sense. In a way. It makes sense.
It makes sense if you are in a tornado with Tony Khan.
The reason why I say it makes sense because the whole, just to say, for those who don't know, the Liv Morgan Revenge tour didn't really begin when she got hurt. Something happened before that made her obsessed with Rhea to begin with.
When Rhea took out Raquel. But you got to remember, Raquel had to be taken off of TV.
Yeah, I know.
Because
we know the real reason why, but I'm saying storyline wise.
Yeah, I don't see Ray either.
Now the whole thing with the LWO, I don't know. Well, that's because
and Zelina. I don't know.
Well, it's Dominic Mysterio. That's why.
Right, but I'm saying that's like.
But outside of that, I don't want to see the LWO teaming with the other three. I don't want to see that.
No, I want to see somebody different with them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else that has beef with the Judgment Day. The LWO got their own group of guys who could wrestle the Judgment Day and lose. I mean, in a match.
No, you're right, and lose because they've been losing lately. Dom all of a sudden can beat his dad.
He just had to get his dad beat cherry popped, and he did that thanks to Liv, not Rhea.
he couldn't handle Rhea to begin with in the first place.
She was the one in control. He was her property.
Like I said, he couldn't handle Rhea in the first place.
Yeah, so you know.
Anyway, back to SmackDown real quick. Cody Rhodes try to play mind games. Was he foreshadowing? Or was he just playing mind games? Because he said somebody did deserve a title shot. He did say that somebody did step out of the shadow of the tribal chief and does things to make a name for himself. Unfortunately, he wasn't talking about Solo, who technically did the exact same. Who technically was doing the same thing for Roman Reigns was what Jacob doing for Solo right now. He wanted to fight Jacob Fatu on the season premiere of SmackDown. Cody Rhodes, your man, stirring the pot. Stirring the pot.
Raheem.
How you feel? Because he was stirring the pot up.
He's being petty, and you know I enjoy pettiness on all levels, so I appreciate it.
And then Street Profits DIY showed up before the Bloodline do what they normally do. What the heck Nick Aldis come from?
Nick Aldis be moving, boy, with them two big suits on.
Where did he come from? Hey, if y'all fight, you're fined and suspended. All right, that's a kill, Buzz. since y'all want to fight so much, I'll give you this. Bloodline versus Street Profits DIY in the main event. Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Championship, since that's what he's calling it. And it's still a cage match against Solo Sikoa. The case is for the Bloodline to not get involved, but we know how this works. They'll find a way to get involved. Then we had an interesting thing with the LA Knight, Andrade, Carmelo Hayes. Everybody said they piece. Unfortunately for Carmelo Hayes and Andrade, they both suffered blunt force trauma at the hands of LA Knight. I like how we have superstars that finally get a win and then act like the person that they beat don't no longer exist no more. Why is this becoming a thing?
We talked about him last week.
If I remember correctly, Carmelo Hayes, you're down 2-1 to Andrade. It's not 2-1 him. It's 2-1-8. Okay. It's 2-1 Andrade. But somehow, we might get a triple threat match coming down the line for the United States Championship. Now that I got through all that, because I need to get through all that. This week, ladies and gentlemen, it's season premiere week. Tonight is the season premiere of Raw. NXT is tomorrow. And Friday Night SmackDown. But Friday night will not be on Fox. Tonight's Monday Night Raw. Tomorrow's NXT. And Friday Night SmackDown will all be on one channel. The USA Network for this week and the next 2 weeks afterwards. So, 3 shows all on one channel. How you feel? Just need one channel. That's it. For at least 3 weeks. Because CW will be getting NXT after the 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's really no different to me, but it's a ploy they can use to try to drum up viewership. So I get it. I respect it. And also, the preview of SmackDown on USA on Friday is going to be a 3-hour show as well.
I don't know how I feel about that because I hate 3 hours of Raw.
Well, I'll tell you, the only reason that SmackDown wasn't already 3 hours was because
it was on Fox.
Yeah, and Fox already had from 10:59 on for the local news stations everywhere.
I still don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I need SmackDown to be 3 hours.
Well, what I'm going to tell you is you may not need it to be 3 hours, but player, let me holler at you. It's happening, player.
Tonight, we already talked about the Fatal 4-Way match. We already talked about the women's tag team title match. 8-person street fight. The Wyatt Six consisted of everybody outside of Uncle Howdy. Taking on American Made. This is still the dumbest name WWE has come up with thus far.
That is 1,000% untrue.
Yes, you're right. That is 1,000% true.
It's the second worst.
It is the second worst because the one that he's referring to, they'll be taking on, and I will not say that goddamn name. They're going to be the
PFC.
I ain't even going to abbreviate it either. You don't even get no acronym. You just get the collective. So Selena Vega, Lada Valkyria, and a mystery tag team partner. Any guesses on that tag team partner could be?
There's only one person from Damage Control left. Their faces now. The Genius of the Sky. Io Sky. Makes a lot of sense. She ain't got no tag team partner.
She don't. I see what you're coming from.
Yeah.
It got to be somebody that's not been around.
Does it?
Or, okay, let me put it like somebody has not been on Raw, but somebody maybe from NXT.
It's going to be Io Sky, watch.
But it could most likely be Io Sky.
It's going to be Io Sky.
And we got dumbass Mysterio going against Dragon Lee. Somehow, some way, dumbass Mysterio is probably gonna find a way to win that damn match.
Oh, you call him Tom and Nick?
Why would I call him that? That's being too generous to him.
It reminds me of R-Truth. That's why I suggested it.
I know. And then they're in I forgot what they're in Canada. I forgot what city they're in.
I think they're in Quebec because Bret Hart gonna be there.
Bret Hart, that's why I said that. Bret Hart will make an appearance. Calgary,
Calgary, Alberta. You're right.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Bret Hart will be making an appearance tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then Damien gave me my final news, which I was getting to. But Damien being Damien.
Yep. Shoots the wide too fast.
It's not called main event yet. Only thing we know is they are bringing a special Saturday night show.
Let's call it
PC
Shotgun Saturday Night.
And here's the kicker. It's only 4 times a year. So you know what that tells me? I'm thinking Big 4 PLEs. So we'd probably be what we spoke about way
you
earlier.
Can't do that. You can't do that.
No, remember, hold on, let me tell you. Remember when we talked about way earlier in our journey of doing Monarchs of Wrestling that something could be moved back to Sunday?
They're not going to do that. I'm going to tell you why they're not going to do that. Because they understand that there's a certain time of year right now that if your show was on Sunday night, you're not getting views like that. So that's why they moved to Saturday. But they could do this the week before.
That's what I'm saying. Around the Big 4 PLEs.
Yeah. But I think they're still going to have the Big 4. Well, honestly, I think the Big 4 going to all end up being Saturday and Sunday. One by one within the next couple of years. I think they're all going to be 2 days. Because once you do WrestleMania, now they're trying to do SummerSlam. You definitely can do the Royal Rumble. Men's Rumble, Women's Rumble, different nights. Definitely do that. You see where I'm going at?
Mm-hmm.
So the week before that, you can have those shotgun Saturday nights, which is what they should call them. Don't ever bring back Velocity. Damien says bring back Velocity. Let's act like that name was never there. Let's just do that.
And another thing that they're doing, me and my co-hosts don't care about, but we have a show to do, so we must give you the news. You know, Speed that they doing on Twitter, on X. They decided to do one for the women now. So there you go. Now, as we get out of here, because apparently the American Made is making their way to the ring. So I'm pretty sure it's the American Made versus the Y6 going to happen right about now. So, co-host, do what you do best.
Just don't forget. Tell 4 of you think you're friends. And 4 people may not like you so much. Just because they may or may not like you doesn't mean they won't like us. And also, as always, it's never where you start. It's always where you finish.
And give Joe Tessitore time.
Yes, I agree. Joe Tessitore. That's what y'all need. Y'all need to comment on how that man apologizing for his first night doing his dream job. Y'all need to sit down. You got to be ashamed of yourselves. And with that, you're not even getting no outro because some of you just need to know better. Go watch Raw.